On the 1st of February 1955, B-25 instructor pilot Captain Del Ritzdorf, with the 3500th Pilot Training Wing out of Reese Air Force Base, Lubbock, Texas, encountered a UFO east of Cochise, Arizona. This is his description of the incident, with visual annotations.
On February 1, 1955, I was on a day-night navigation flight from Reese Air Force Base to Williams Air Force Base and return. I had two students with me whose names are set forth in question number 36.
Their names were Richard B. Short and Frederick W. Miller, Jr., with the 3501st Student Squadron, Reese Air Force Base, Texas. Ritzdorf continued,
We took off from Williams Air Force Base at approximately 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time on Green 5 Airway. After crossing Tucson, we climbed to 13,000 feet on a heading of 080 degrees, making good a track of about 09 or 0 degrees. We crossed over Cochise, Arizona radio beacon at approximately 8:50 p.m. Central Standard Time. About 5 minutes later, I turned to my student, who was flying left seat, to ask him about making a position report, and I noticed a bright light off our left wing, just slightly ahead of my student's face. I nudged him and told him to take a look and remarked, "That couldn't be a star, could it?" He shook his head no, and at that time I called for the other student who was acting as navigator in the navigator's compartment to come up and take a look also. The three of us came to the conclusion it was not a star and was some object that appeared to hover off our left wing. It appeared to be approximately 5 miles out from us at an altitude 500 feet to 1,000 feet higher than we were flying. We watched it for approximately 5 minutes as it hovered off our left wing. While watching it, I tried to call Tucson, Douglas, and Columbus radio but couldn't make contact. The object appeared to be round, very bright, of reddish bluish-white color. We could detect no noise over own engine noises. We were comparing it to a small star that was at approximately 2 o'clock above the object, so that we were definitely sure it could not have been a star. About this time the object started to move in an easterly direction, climbing at approximately a 5-degree angle. When the object started to move, it appeared to dim down, crossed in front of the star and continued its climb to the east at an incredible speed, which I estimate to be 600 to 700 miles per hour. At the time we were traveling with a ground speed of 240 miles per hour. We watched it for approximate 3 minutes more until it disappeared from sight, still climbing. As soon as I was able to contact Columbus radio, I gave them the report and continued on my mission back to Reese Air Force Base. After landing at Reese, Flight Service contacted me to make a report, which I did immediately.
In item number 24 of his final report, Captain Del Ritzdorf described the UFO in greater detail, suggesting a composition of phosphorus metal, or more basically aluminum. He suggested that it was disc-shaped to explain full brightness when facing the observer and dimmed when viewed edge-on. He specifically stated the target would look like 2 pie tins placed together at the rims. Captain Ritzdorf passed on 10 August 2005 in Englewood, Colorado at the age of 87.